Ladies and gentlemen, all rise. Court is back in session. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Devil's Due. I am your host, Carl Duty. With me, as always, is a man who, rain or shine, hot or cold, can always pull off the cape look, Mr. Drew Celestino.
Bringing them back. We're going to bring capes back.
Yes.
Actually, did capes ever have a non-superhero usage?
In like the...
Maybe in olden times?
Victorian times or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was never like a period where, it was just part of a guy's suit. Like, it's my suit and there's the accompanying cape.
Yes. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I did wear a cape to my senior prom.
Oh.
I still have the cape. I looked pretty good in it.
How did that go over?
One of the most esteemed teachers in the school said I was, to quote, one of the most dapper-looking gentlemen there.
Okay.
Looked pretty good.
I would have had other words for you, I think, but that's bold. It's a bold choice.
Well, I didn't have any fear.
Much like Daredevil. Oh,
yes,
see?
I was the man without fear,
and apparently eyes either.
And the key is get the
cape.
date before you unveil the cape.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's the key,
because that's a deal breaker. Otherwise,
I mean, not really. I still have the cape.
Did she ask you?
Quite nice.
What are you wearing?
No, I told her about it afterwards. She was cool with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a friends thing. We went as
Gotcha.
friends.
Okay. Well, that's a little easier to swallow than anything.
Yeah. So it's quite a nice cape, actually.
Otherwise, you tell someone that you wear a cape, and they're like, "You're a murderer, and I am not going to go out with you anymore."
It's even got a hood. It's extremely well flowing.
Wow.
I'll show it to you one day.
I don't know if I want to see it.
All right, sir. Opening statements. How was your week?
Oh, it's been an emotional roller coaster. So, still constructing the studio downstairs, and we ran into some unforeseen quirks in the design of said thing.
It's the same quirks you discussed last week?
Yeah, this has all been an ongoing nightmare.
Okay.
So, I proceeded to, it's in something that is both cathartic yet depressing at the same time. I had to tear down one of the walls that I had put up.
Ugh.
Yeah, good times. So, because it had to go somewhere else to kind of make everything else work further down the line. So, yeah, that was kind of a bummer. And then I did not quite have the know-how to make what I need to make work. So I've been soliciting opinions, and I had the old man over. Between the two of us together, wasn't happening. Two conflicting ideas, and both of us not in a good mental place. I think when we get put together like that, there tends to be some butting of the proverbial heads.
Yeah.
So we kind of didn't know where to leave it. So we just kind of left it.
Yep.
But breakthrough today, and if I can use that breakthrough and put it together, then I'm going to knock that wall out this week and have the electrical put in this weekend, hopefully. And then it's time to start drywalling, mudding, sanding, finishing, and getting the heck out of this room and getting down into the new digs so that this room can become the baby's digs. So
Cool.
It will be someday, which is approaching fast. So anyway, that's kind of been
still got plenty of time.
You can only say that for so long until you don't have that time anymore.
This is true.
So that's why I'm trying to be a little proactive on this situation.
That is scientifically factual.
Yes, we can back that up with math. So that's it's kind of been dragging on me for the last week or so. It hasn't been the best mental place to be in, to be honest with you. We had you were away, but we did a nice little farewell game night with our friend Tim.
Yes.
And Lauren. Unfortunately, they are moving away to Arizona. This is kind of like the goodbye game night.
Okay, what'd you guys play?
I don't remember the name of the game.
Could not have been that good.
No, it was a good game. It was a casino building game.
Lords of Vegas?
Maybe?
Or just called like Las Vegas?
you there's tiles for bid, and you have to buy the tiles, and then you
place
push
the
them
tile
on your little
on your sections.
You know what it's like? It's like Resident Evil 4. So you've got your suitcase, and you've got to put all your items, and they have to fit in the suitcase. It's like that.
And then you can build on top of the tiles as well.
Can't build on top, at least not in the version that we played. But you had to connect them all, and then to get, like, say you want to get the high stakes room, you had to get before you get the high stakes room, you have to have like the game room. Before you have the game room, you have to have the slots. So it's progression. And then you've got a hotel side that you have to buy, like restaurants, nightclubs.
Yep.
And then you get points for connecting the two because they're on opposing sides of the board.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty cool game. I kind of
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Lords of Vegas. I've played it before.
Yeah, not bad. Not too shabby there. That's Friday evening, Saturday.
Is that all you played?
Yeah. Yeah, we had dinner and then one game. Because as always, it took longer than the box indicated that it would take.
Yeah, first time playthrough.
Yeah, those boxes are lies. All of them. Anyway, Saturday was spent mostly in the studio, actually, recording drums for a hopefully soon, before July, to be released Long Cold Dark song. We're just going to kind of go one at a time for the remainder of the remainder of this session, I guess I should say, however many songs this turns into. But we're not going to do all of them at once. Just, it's too much work for all of us right now, especially me, given my constraints. So we're just going to go one at a time, and I'll knock out this one, and hopefully it's good and cool, and put it up for July, and then get some shows under our belt, and then we'll do another one, and just kind of keep things rolling at our own pace as we want to do.
Cool.
Sunday, pretty chill. Tore the wall down. And had dinner here. My sister came over, which is kind of cool. Got to hang out with her, which we don't hang out super frequently, so it's kind of cool to have my sister here and do stuff. Just BS, have a few drinks, good times, nice.
Yep.
Monday, yesterday, right? Memorial Day, day off of work. Gotta love that. We had a nice barbecue with some friends at their place. Many good foods were had. Andy is a tremendous barbecue aficionado, so he's got a nice big smoker, so he made a nice assortment of proteins and meats. So we were well fed. That's about the gist of the week.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
oh geez,
how was your week? You've been a traveling man.
My week was crazy busy. Let's see. Thursday. What was Thursday? Thursday night. Semi-frequent show question asker, Mr. Brian Budnick.
I like that title. Look good in a business card. On a business card.
Semi-frequent show question and asker. Yep. Brian Budnick, his wife's daughter had her high school graduation ceremony from non-Catholic, which was done at the Riviera Theater. So that was nice. That was close by. So we attended that, and that was, high school graduation. Congratulations, kids. The easiest part of your life is over. But it was good. It was a nice ceremony, the way they did and everything. That was Thursday. Friday, we left early for the close. I forget the city name, but it was around about Watkins Glen, New York, for my niece Alicia's wedding, in which William was the ring bearer.
Aww.
Yeah. Because
did he have a little tux?
He didn't have a tux, but he had like a 3-piece suit with a vest.
Aww.
Well, he didn't have the jacket. But true. Funny thing about that, 2-year-olds don't take direction very well.
No, generally not.
And don't like to be separated from their parents very often.
Okay.
So when the music is starting and the processional is starting and I'm near the front, and I can hear from the back the screams, big moment of pride just swelled up in me, like, that's my son. Screaming.
Disrupting this whole shindig.
Yep. So Julie went and got him and brought him, sat him with us, and he continued to be unhappy, So I took him into the reception hall. It was a very beautiful place where they were having the wedding. I took him in the reception hall, and we proceeded to watch like Star Wars stuff on YouTube, because he calms down when he sees Star Wars.
Okay.
Must be genetic. I don't know. So yeah, I hear the ceremony was great. Did not see said ceremony because I was chilling out with my boy.
Gotcha.
But that was nice. We came back that night. It's about a 2-hour and change drive. I always prefer driving at day to driving at night long distances.
Yes.
Because driving at night long distance, you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything.
No.
It's just kind of like being on a treadmill.
Well, that...
Because you can't really see what's... Like, yeah, occasionally it feels like the scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. When, like, he's driving at night and the signs are kind of being pulled on the track and the rope, and you could see the track and the rope pulling the sides. It's just kind of like that.
Well, that, and, you're also fighting sleep, which is not a battle you can often win.
I was fine. I had plenty of coffee at the reception. I knew I was driving, so I didn't drink at all. So yeah, that was Friday night. Saturday, we kind of chilled out for the first part of the day. Then later on night, we went over to said Brian's house for a bonfire. And that was fun. William ran around a lot and, did stuff. Got a swing in his face.
Oh.
Dude, when they reach a certain age, kids' heads are like, they have their own gravitational pull to things that are going to give them black eyes and bruises. It's scientific. That was Saturday. Sunday, we went and saw Solo.
We did.
Well, no, you didn't. You went Saturday.
That's correct.
Yeah.
My bad.
Julie and I went.
I'm used to you being there.
Yeah, I know.
There's an empty void.
Is this the first movie that we're reviewing since we started this endeavor that we did not see together at the same time?
Probably.
Yes. I think so. Weird. No, Last Jedi. We didn't see Last Jedi together.
No?
Nope.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
We did.
Nope.
Okay.
We didn't. So that was Sunday. After that, we ended up going to Julie's brother's house because it was his birthday that weekend. So we went over there for like dessert. I brought some games over, played Azul, played Lanterns, kind of starting to get them into the gaming a little bit.
I see.
Spread the fun and whatnot. We got him Sagrada for his birthday because we played it the last time we were over there and they really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was a good time. So that was Sunday. Monday was a cookout at my friend Jim's house in which burgers and dogs and whatnot were consumed and good time was had. And William was just, at the end of the day, it's just like so completely dusted and tired.
Finally, relief. He's sleeping.
He went to bed a half an hour early, and we had to wake him up this morning, which is not normal. He's usually up and about, and yeah, he was still.
So he was the proverbial tuckered out.
Yo, he was extremely tuckered out.
Or all tuckered out, I should say.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that was the weeks. Oh, sporadic points in between. I've been playing Banner Saga on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. How is it?
Not sure how long it's going to last with me.
Okay.
The visuals are fantastic.
Sure.
The story is good. There's just a lot of it in between battles.
It's my Metal Gear Solid problem.
It gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to do something.
Oh, this is my Metal Gear Solid problem.
I don't want to keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, you've got 6 options for this conversation. But the conversation doesn't end when you pick one. You've got to go through all 6.
You got to go through the whole chain.
The battling itself, it's kind of a real-time strategy game akin to, not real-time strategy, but turn-based strategy akin to like Final Fantasy Tactics, or if you ever played like the Front Mission games. But, and maybe it's just because it's early in the game, there's not really like very many tactics involved. It's just move and hack at the guy until he dies.
Well,
whereas
you gain
like
abilities over time.
You do, and you buff up your characters and whatnot. But the thing, like with Final Fantasy Tactics, there was like terrain and different. Like you would have to position your characters correctly to make them the most effective.
Gotcha.
This one's just kind of meet in the middle and
duke it out.
Yeah, which is great for an action game, not so much for this. So giving it a little longer, but it might not. I might just axe it off the old hard drive, which is disappointing because I've been wanting to play this game for a while, and I mean, Octopath Traveler is coming out
in July. Yes, it is.
Got to make the time.
I got Bloodstained Circle of the Moon as well this week, so that's pretty dope actually. If you've got a Castlevania 3 itch, this is your jam right here. Old school graphic style and music, side-scrolling whip sword with secondary attack in a supernatural horror setting. It's Castlevania in all but name. It's great.
There's a 16-bit-ish version coming out?
No, there's the full-blown modern game coming out.
Oh,
okay. Actually, I don't know when. I just know it's this year. So, like, the side game came out first, which is weird, but whatever. So, yeah, Circle of the Moon is the side game, and where's a Curse of the Moon? Curse of the Moon. Circle of the Moon is a Castlevania game. Curse of the Moon is the Bloodstained game, which is basically Castlevania. So, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, as opposed to Symphony of the Night, will be out later this year.
Okay.
And that's the one I'm very, 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 very excited about.
I may look into that.
This is my genre.
All right. Folks, that was our week. If you'd like to tell us about your weeks, if you'd like to send us any questions or comments to the show, you can do so at the following locations. You can find us on Twitter at DevilsDuePod. You can go to Facebook.com/DevilsDuePod. You can email us at thedevilsdupod@gmail.com, or you can find all these resources available to you on our website, thedevilsdupodcast.com. Drew, that being said, we have a mighty chock full mailbox this week.
Okay.
All right, so where to start? We will start with Mr. Chris Taylor. Chris sends in questions. Did you see the Street Fighter V reveal for Cody featuring Kenny Omega as Cody? Thoughts?
I did.
Yeah, I sent that to you.
And what's weird about it is that you have to put it into context, because if you're in the wrong mental context, it doesn't make any sense. So when you say Kenny is Cody, my wrestling fandom goes off and goes like he's feuding with Cody. How is he Cody? That doesn't make any sense.
Inception.
He's not Cody. Cody's Cody. Kenny's Kenny. But he's playing Cody from Final Fight.
Yes.
It
was a character introduced into the Street Fighter series in Street Fighter Alpha 3, I believe.
Yeah, it was after the fact.
And then was brought over to... he was introduced in Street Fighter 4.
Okay. The other weird thing about it was that it's like he's Cody, but he's dressed like Mayor Hagar, and they reenact the opening sequence of the first game, kind of, with the phone call, and you better turn on your TV and all that business. I was like, this is weird. What is happening here?
Yep. Well, storyline-wise, I guess Cody is the mayor of Metro City now.
Oh,
yes.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yes.
I see.
Stanzas. Yeah. It was weird. Like, I didn't quite recognize Kenny at first because the hair.
Yeah, without the
because Kenny's hair is very distinctive.
It is. It's Gelsomino like.
Yes. 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 But, and I don't think he'll mind me saying this, better.
Yes. Probably. Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I'm sure if Jay could pull off
he could,
the Kenny.
He could, but he never grows it out that long.
CJ. Gotta grow.
And he's also never dyed it black and silver, and he's also never dyed it blonde. That I know of. Maybe in the 90s the blonde was there. Maybe.
He would have to dye black and silver because then he's just going to look like not Kenny Omega, but Kenny G.
Well, Kenny Omega right now has blonde hair.
Yeah, okay.
I missed the black and silver, but
yeah,
you got to evolve.
Yeah.
You got to do your thing.
Well, golden lovers, so
exactly. They're golden.
Mm-hmm.
Ibushi, yeah, his hair is he's got blonde streaks in it, so it works. It plays.
As far as my thoughts of Cody's inclusion in the game, I hate it. Not because because Cody is the character that always gave me problems in Street Fighter 4 that I just never had an answer for.
What if they nerfed him though?
I doubt it. He's still from everything I've seen from the gameplay, he still seems to have all the tricks that he had in Street Fighter 4 plus a whole bunch of new ones.
Okay. How come has Guy ever showed up in these games?
Yes, Guy was in the Alpha series. He was in Street Fighter Alphas 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. But never the main lines.
He was in Street Fighter 4 as well.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Take it back.
And another member of his clan is in Street Fighter 5, Zeku.
There's a clan.
I believe Zeku is Guy's teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Ninja Clan.
Okay. Has it ever been canonically established who would win in a fight, Mike Hagar or Zangief?
I don't know. It's quite possible. It's like I said, Capcom. Take all your wrestling characters, make a wrestling game.
Yes, I would play this.
I would play this a lot.
Anyway.
So yeah, not too thrilled about Cody making a comeback. Okay, question number 2 from Mr. Chris Taylor. Do you think we'll get an answer to why is Gamora in the next Avengers movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I do.
I think we will too.
And that will prove to us that Dave Bautista is psychic as well as invincible.
Yes.
He has a lot of powers.
All right. Thank you very much for your questions, Chris. Moving on to Mr. Adam Williams. Hello, my friends, Carl and Drew. It hath been a while since I have asked you questions, so I figured I should come out of hiding and ask. Drew, I am still waiting on my Carl anthem about the toys he had as a child. What would it take for me or someone else to have naming rights for your firstborn?
A very large financial sum.
Like if someone said you can open for Metallica in a stadium show.
Sure.
But your son's got to be named Duke.
Look, you can what the birth certificate
Conrad.
says is one thing, but we call him as something else. So, something okay, sure. We can open for Metallica? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, name the kid. I'm not going to call him your name. I'll have my own name for him, but, whatever. Oh, that or just a straight cash, homie.
Straight cash.
Straight cash.
In the words of the immortal Randy Moss. Straight cash, homie.
Lots of it.
Yes.
And I'll change my name if you want, but yeah, pay me.
Carl, when are we going to play Unearth? Unearth is a new board game.
Yeah. Every time you bring this game up, I just keep thinking of the band, and I'm like, oh wait, it's not the band.
No, it's not the band.
Okay.
I believe you will enjoy the game though. I haven't played it yet, but it seems to be right up our alley.
All right.
I was hoping to get a game night going the other night, but you wanted to finish out your vacation with your family. Doing
me?
air finger quotes. No, not you, Adam.
I've been busy, man.
You've also not been on vacation.
No, I'm on the opposite. I'm busting my proverbial hump down there, and there's more to go. It ain't getting any easier. Not a baby's gonna be here.
So yeah, we will play soon, Adam. I promise. Have you ever considered shaving your mustache for charity? Yeah, I'd do it for charity. It's charity. What?
If you're gonna do it, because I don't want you to do it, even for charity, there has to be we'd have to get some serious backing for that. Big donation.
I mean, it's charity. It's just a mustache. I can grow another one.
Yeah, but you grew this one.
I know.
And it's pretty baller.
I know.
You'd have to have some kind of pledge drive to shave it, I think.
You never know. See what when charities come along. Carl and Drew, what is your most anticipated summer movie release?
Well, summer's almost over now for movies. So
No, we still got
what's left?
Ant-Man and Wasp.
That's it then for me. That's all. Everything else has come out. I've seen it all.
I don't count Avengers as a summer film. First weekend in May. That's the start of the summer movie season.
Which it was originally supposed to open then.
But it didn't.
They crept it up a little sooner.
Yep.
So
it's not it's a spring film.
Okay, because we have spring in Buffalo.
I didn't say we had spring in Buffalo.
No, it's a fair point. Whatever. I'm out of ideas. Everything's already out now, and nothing's really gonna back up that. There's nothing coming out to really bring in the rear of summer here. So
yeah, we've got the summer didn't really get to start off with a bang because usually the first weekend of May is a Marvel film. So everyone was still kind of on the Avengers train, and then we had Deadpool, which did great. I still haven't seen it yet, but I definitely do want to see it. Then we had Solo, which we'll be talking about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then next we got Ant-Man and Wasp. There's some other stuff out there that's going to be enjoyable, but yeah.
Aren't you hyped up for Jurassic World 2 or whatever?
I'm just not.
Me either.
I just every time I see the previews, I'm I have little desire to see this film. And I've always enjoyed the Jurassic movies, even the last one. But at this point now, it's just okay. So the dinosaurs are still pissed off, huh?
Well, they're dinosaurs. They're
still
always
eating
mad.
people.
Yeah.
Well, they could be ill-tempered dinosaurs.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't
bass.
care about Jurassic Park anymore. If I ever did. So
they would have to do something really, really different for me to get interested.
So wait, you're not amped up for Venom?
Yeah, you know what? No, I'm really not. I don't think Venom's a summer movie anyway. I think that's fall.
Is it really?
Fall.
Okay. Well, yeah, whatever. Saw that preview again on the big screen.
Yeah, so
I was just like, this is what are we doing here?
Still don't care.
Yeah.
I said, Julie, I love my wife sometimes because she just points out so innocently and perfectly what's wrong with a particular film. She just looks over at me and goes, "So Spider-Man's not in it?" I was like, "Nope. It's like if you made a movie about our marriage and you didn't involve me.
Kinda.
But it's still about our marriage."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his accent. What is he doing with his accent?
I don't know.
Tom Hardy, stop doing accents.
Yep. As individuals who are passionate about comic books, have you found your enjoyment of comic book movies enhanced or hindered more so because of your knowledge of the material? I think enhanced. More enhanced than hindered. There are times where it's hindered. See Flash Thompson. And then there are times where it's enhanced, where
it's all about the context.
Where, you see something like a Celestial on the screen. That's a deep cut. You're popping off because you just saw a freaking Celestial on the scene.
I would say in the case of the Marvel cinematic universe, it's all enhancement, because do they change stuff? Yeah. Does it make me upset? No, because the movies are generally good and they're full of deep cut stuff that kind of makes me go I can't believe they're doing that. I can't believe they mentioned that. Never thought that would happen, and it's all there. So basically their track record is really good. They hit way more than they miss. So the little changes they do make, even if they're okay, so the events of whatever didn't take place exactly the way they took place in the comic, but the tone was the same, or the overall message was the same, or we still get to certain big arcs of these characters, I'm good. But then you've got, you've got Justice League.
I don't need a panel for frame remake of the comic because I know what happened in the comic.
Sure. But then, if you're a fan and you watch Man of Steel, that's a whole different animal. And you get upset and you get mad because someone missed the point of the whole character.
It's important to keep the core of the characters intact from the comics.
Yes.
Because there's a reason these characters have endured for 50, 60 years now.
Exactly.
And that's what you want to capture on the screen.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about podcasting?
This.
Yeah, just the banter, the back
Banter.
and forth, the exchange, creating something.
Yelling and screaming into the microphone
Yeah.
about everything I detest, and hopefully people pick up what I'm putting down. But you're probably like, oh my god, this guy's he's got to be so miserable.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I like the interaction too. More of this is good. More fan questions are fun.
Yeah.
Live interactions, if we ever do them, would be probably fun. Unless I froze like a deer in headlights because someone stumps me on a trivia question, and I'd feel kind of embarrassed for a minute. Then I'd call him a nerd, and then I'd keep going with the show. So it's okay.
That's funny. When are we playing board games again?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, whenever.
We game a lot. We
We do.
can figure it out.
Yeah. All right, Adam, thank you very much for your questions. Next up, Mr. Tom Fenzel.
Man, we got questions from all over the map here.
We're going all
This is
over the
good.
place.
I like it.
Hey guys, some Star Wars information. One of my issues with The Last Jedi was the cloaking ships escaping. I thought that it was only a Star Trek thing. However, after rewatching Empire, the Imperial captain mentions no ship that small has a cloaking device.
That's correct.
When the Falcon disappeared after the coming out of the asteroid field. My issue with this has now been resolved. Have you guys went back and watched one of the original movies and had an issue cleared up from one of the new movies?
No, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say I have any issues with the new movies per se. So, if anything, people that do have these big, whatever, gripes with the movies, I generally go back to the originals and kind of go like, well, I mean, kind of right there. Like, there is precedent for all this stuff that you say doesn't belong in Star Wars, or you say this character would never do X or Y, but he kind of did, like in the originals. So I don't think I've ever had a real egregious beef with the new ones that kind of was cleared up in the old ones. If anything, it just, if you're following along, it's all, Disney has done a good job of keeping this all pretty on point.
Pretty tight, pretty connected,
but not
especially
not stupid.
like with people having problems with Luke in The Last Jedi saying he would never do X, Y, or Z.
Right.
Like you're forgetting what the curse of the Skywalker family is, sir. That's ego, and the only one to overcome that curse is Leia. Anakin succumbed to his ego with obvious reasons. Luke succumbed to his ego when he said he would never join the dark side. That's ego. That's vanity.
Well, I still brush up against that from time to time, but in any case, no, I think it's perfectly in. Everything is as it should be.
Everything works.
So,
also, now give this before you balk at this question, because you're gonna balk at the question.
I'm going. I'm going to. Am I?
Oh, you're gonna.
Okay.
Give it some thought. What positive things came out of the prequels? Myself and my one friend loved the Pod Racer N64 game.
Bite my lip real hard.
Like I said, you were going to block the question. There are good things that came out of the prequels.
Oh boy. I'm trying here. I want out. For the sake of our show, I'm trying to be charitable and find something positive about those movies, because I don't know that I can get there, but I'm working on it. I can't do it. I got nothing for you here.
I think some positive things came out of the prequels. Again, we got a good story, but again, terrible execution. We got, for me, the prequels made Return of the Jedi a much better film, because you kind of understand what Vader is going through internally.
I didn't need 3 pieces of garbage to make me know what he was going through internally. I kind of knew from what was on the screen in Return of the Jedi what he was going through.
I said enhanced, didn't make good, so it was like taking a good bowl of ice cream, putting some nice, a little bit of chocolate sauce on it.
Okay.
Got some great lightsaber fights. Still,
Oh boy, because that's what Star Wars is all about. Lightsabers and swords. Yay! I like when they make the lightsabers. I like the lightsabers.
So yes, I think
like
we got
that.
we got some good characters
Dark Lord of the
out of the prequels. Again,
What?
it was just
Good characters! I'm sorry. Go on. What good character? There's no good characters in those movies. There are pastiches. There are people that do stuff. There's no characters.
so moving along. Are you guys going to Star Wars night? I think it means the Bison Star Wars night. We are
not this
not.
year. Not this year.
We had
Apologies.
fun. Yeah, we had fun last year. But we didn't quite find our place in it, I think would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, we were there. We had some good time with some peoples and stuff, but it's
Essentially, the day was us wandering around the stadium.
Yeah,
wondering
just
if we
kind of-
should talk to person X, Y, or Z. All the people we interviewed ended up being people we actually knew.
yeah.
And like the couple of people we had tried to interview that we didn't know just didn't want to
Who
talk.
are you guys?
Yeah, it's not like we didn't have our shirts or anything. We didn't have like a table or setup or anything. I'm sure we could get those things,
See,
but it's just
Buffalo's not a very media savvy town, so like people aren't used to like they're not used to being asked to talk to, podcasters and media
Yeah.
types. There's always this like skepticism, like, wait a minute, you're who now? You do what now?
so.
Who are you with?
Yeah. So then he says here regarding the Solo movie, I'm going to read these questions. We're not necessarily going to go into them now because a lot of the stuff we're going to go into in our review.
In Solo, yes.
Yeah. Before going into Solo, what did you really hope they showed? Han recruiting Chewie from the Empire was one thing. Han recruiting, yeah, that's written right. But Han recruiting Chewie from, rescuing. It's written right. I just can't read. From the Empire was one thing I wanted to see. Will there be a sequel of the Solo movie? Thanks, guys. Tom Fenzel.
I'm not gonna lie. Everything I thought I would see, I saw.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I got, and like
They checked all the boxes.
little things here and there, and a nice big surprise at the end. So yeah, thank you very much, Tom. We appreciate it. And now on to the tag and bink of the Devil's Due.
What? Who are Tag and Bink?
You never read the tag and bink comics?
No.
Oh, they just actually got reissued in like one big collective volume.
They're like Sam and Twitch.
No, it's
Okay.
like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of Star Wars.
All right.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna let the comics are hilarious, so I'm gonna loan you the comics.
I'm not going to read them, but okay, I trust you. I have no time to. My stack is piling up. This is 3 weeks right here. I have to get caught up on.
They were basically like two guys who were just always in the wrong place at the right time. So
All right.
yeah, trust me, other people will get it. They were supposed to be in the Solo movie, but they were supposed to have a cameo, but they got cut.
All right.
To Mr. J. Gelsomino. Dear Carl and Drew, what gift idea seems like the worst idea for Christmas? Nintendo Labo Border Wall Edition. In Infinity War sandbox figures of Black Panther and Spider-Man post finger snap.
It's a bag of sand.
Exclusive Hot Topic Funko 2-pack of Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly.
God.
A box set, timely one here. A box set of Roseanne, the Lost episodes. Or a Luke Cage coffee maker.
Yeah.
Air finger quotes on the coffee maker.
Which is the worst gift?
Yeah.
Funko Pops. Easily.
Yeah. Yep.
The rest of those can actually. Your ideas intrigue me, sir. I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Drew, after you finish work on the house, what is your next do-it-yourself project?
Ugh. It's going to be it for a while.
Drew tired.
Well,
Drew pilot.
the wife wants some elevated planter boxes to be built for outside for we can grow some veggies and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't see that now that we are officially in like summer-ish now. 95 degrees today, for God's sake. I don't see me having time to finish the house, build the planter boxes in time for them to be able to grow anything of sustenance.
Yeah.
Before the Buffalo cold front comes in around September 3rd or 4th and kills
our
us.
Septembers are usually fairly warm.
Yeah, sure. Okay, October. But either way, the winter is coming, as I believe is the phrase.
Yep.
And it comes and it stays for a long, long time. So do it yourself project, raising a child. I mean, granted I have a partner, but it's still kind of like, we're not professionals, so we're DIYing this whole trip.
Carl, want to come over next Saturday for New Japan Dominion. Saturday's Duty Dice Day.
Yeah,
Saturday is Duty Dice Day.
Yeah, but it's Dominion.
I'm at my place all day Saturday hosting games. You know that thing you never come to?
Kenny by God Omega will be getting his... I don't want to say his last crack, but another crack at Okada. And this time, I don't know what's going to happen. I never do. But if not now, then maybe never. This might be the time. I might give him the belt. I might come into the Cow Palace in San Francisco next month, or in July. The champion.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jay. As always, we appreciate it. Now on, last but certainly not least, Mr. Alan Waiters, Carl and Drew. Do you think Solo didn't do well because of box office smashes like Deadpool 2 and Infinity War still in theaters? He's got a strange definition of didn't do well.
It didn't meet projections.
It didn't meet projections. Still made over 100 million in its opening weekend, which is a lot of films would kill to do that kind of business. But yes, I think as with all summer films, the glut of films in the theater lessen the box office take.
There wasn't a lot of marketing for this movie, I feel like. They started marketing it very late in the game.
Well, given the problems the film had.
Yeah, but like not even a teaser with Last Jedi, which is weird because they did the teaser with the Super Bowl, which is just about a month later. So like, why didn't you? I mean, was that much done in a month where they couldn't have it together?
It wasn't marketed well, but I think ultimately it's kind of Infinity War and Deadpool leeching into the business.
I think the fatigue is real, and you're seeing it in action now.
The
Star Wars fatigue.
No.
Yes. No. Absolutely. Yes.
Can't
miss you if you don't go away.
Yep.
Just saw Last Jedi 5 months ago. Okay. Cool. Can you give me a break? No, we're doing this. Okay, we're doing it again.
Yep.
Can I get a break? No. Oh, there's another one. Like
Marvel does the same thing, only
it's different. You know it's different. Stop pretending it's the same. It's completely different. You know it is. You know it's different. Completely different. It's not the same thing.
Carl and Drew.
It's not the same thing.
With the combined powers of the Devil's Due podcast, Jay Gelsomino, myself, and another person, can we all summon Captain Planet to stop the movie and cartoon abominations like X-Men Dark Phoenix and Thundercats Roar from happening?
How would Captain Planet fix all this?
I have no idea, because clearly these are not environmental problems.
No.
No. These are more, moral and ethical problems.
If we did have to become the Planeteers, though, who?
That's actually, if we were the Planeteers, who would get the rings and why?
The real question is, which of us is lame enough to get Heart? That's the only real question.
I mean, I don't want to say Alan, but we're all thinking it. Because Alan's got the most heart.
I think Jay might resent that, but that's okay.
I'm getting fire.
Okay.
Because I'm going to throw fireballs and do flaming dragon punches.
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
You're going to get Earth.
Really?
Yeah, because, you're just going to amp it up with the guitar, shake the ground.
Wow. Okay, sure. I feel like Earth is dirty, though. Like, it's dirt and
dirt's
debris.
Clean. Dirt's clean.
What?
It's got, like, minerals in it and stuff.
So you're saying that the opposite of clean is not dirty. It's got the word in it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, okay.
Remember, Drew, you're better in dirt, but not that store-bought dirt that's got, like, minerals and stuff in it.
I'm so confused right now. But okay.
It's Mo. Mo said that thing. Well, I'm better in dirt. No, not that store-bought dirt. It's got the minerals and stuff in it.
Deep cut. Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. I could see Jay doing water.
I see him as heart. But that's me.
Who's gonna do
That's
water?
not to imply that he's lame, by the way. I just see Jay with a big heart. Who's at Whoopi Goldberg?
Who's Guinan?
She's not Guinan, whatever her name was.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying.
Gaia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see where
she's
I'm
different.
Yeah. I don't know. We still need one more person for wind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Screw the Planters. We'll just be Battle Beasts.
Battle Beasts.
Remember Battle Beasts?
No.
They're about yay big.
No.
They had little symbols on their chest that they would rub. They would be either wood, water, or fire.
Nope. Not ringing a bell.
All right.
Can we be Voltron?
Still need a fifth.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we be Ninja Turtles?
Dibs on Raph.
Donnie. All right, cool.
Do we really want to follow orders from Jay and or Alan?
I mean, we don't have to.
All right, we'll be the new version of Ninja Turtles where I'm in charge.
If that helps you, sure.
Okay, Carl, what do you think of Kenny Omega's surprise debut in Street Fighter V?
This is a popular topic here.
Right. Well, I have voiced the joy of the Street Fighters, which actually the 30th anniversary collection came out today, so I will be picking that up at some point.
It's been nice knowing you.
No, not really. I mean,
oh no, it hasn't. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, well, obviously it's been nice knowing me. I'm freaking fantastic. It's not going to go. I'm not going to go into like if it was a new game, like a new Street Fighter.
Gotcha.
Game,
okay.
Yeah.
You mean you're not going to spend like hours and hours playing Fighting Street for just honing your skills in the first game?
There are no skills to hone in that game, sir. Game is terrible. Drew, will you wear a cape if capes were in style?
Look at this cape talk. Would I wear a cape?
Even if you're not like Lando. Even if you're not a playa like Lando.
As long as I'm not the only one. I'll join a crowd with the capes, but I can't.
So then you're a follower. You're not an innovator.
I don't want to be the weirdo either. I innovate, but I don't want to be, again, like your prom cape, I don't want to be seen as someone that might kill me on the date. That's all.
Yeah. See, you got to be bold. You got to shoot out and try new things.
Yeah. It doesn't work out so well for me usually, so.
All right, Drew, that brings about an end to the cross-examination. Thank you, everybody,
there. Wow.
for your questions. We appreciate them all. And now on to the case files, which are not nearly as chock full of items as the cross-examination was. We do have 2 items of note. Starting off with Drew, today it was announced that the Spawn movie has found its title character. Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx will be playing the title role of Spawn in the upcoming Todd McFarlane film. Okay. I mean, there's no reason not to like it. It's Jamie Foxx. Guy's an incredible actor. We're not going to hold Amazing Spider-Man against him. Dude's got.
I will. I saw that movie. I'll hold it against him. I mean, I like him just fine in Django Unchained and whatnot, but
yeah, he's good.
But the Amazing Spider-Man also exists. So,
his good stuff far outweighs his bad stuff.
fair enough. I feel like I can never take him seriously, and I don't know why that is.
Probably,
maybe because I did watch In Living Color as a child, so I will forever kind of just see him as a goofball.
See, I mean,
I know it's not fair.
It isn't fair because there have been plenty of actors from In Living Color who have gone on to not be strictly dramatic actors, but have done dramatic roles, and they've been excellent in them.
Yeah, I guess. It's weird. I just don't care about Spawn, and this.
I mean, the film itself, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and, I mean, Michael Jai White's still alive. We could get him back. I mean,
no, I agree with you, but
he was good. I mean,
Spawn has never done anything for me. The character is very. Let me take everything that is trendy and popular right now and throw it together.
Yep.
Season it with other stuff that have done all these aspects better.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
It gives the movie some credibility, I guess. I mean, you have a big name lead.
Yeah.
So, yay, but it's being directed by Todd McFarlane, who's never directed a movie before. So, what are we doing here?
That doesn't bother me as much.
Really?
I mean, if he's smart enough
He's never made a movie. So that doesn't bother you.
If he's smart enough to get help, if he doesn't try and do it all by himself, if he basically learns from Frank Miller on Sin City.
Frank was there because he was asked. He wasn't there because he spearheaded the production.
Yeah, but he still directed a good portion of the film.
With Robert Rodriguez sitting in the chair next to him.
Yeah, like I said, McFarlane should have help.
I don't know that he's that self-aware. Honestly, I've seen that man. I don't think he's very self-aware.
McFarlane's one of those artists that I used to really enjoy and then went through a period of just not caring about. And
he stopped caring too, so
just starting to become appreciative of him again. So yeah, fun times. Okay, so Jamie Foxx as Spawn.
Yay.
Should be voiced by Keith David.
Now you're talking my language. See, now I'm in.
Okay, Drew, it was announced this past Thursday. And we knew another one was coming, and there were two lead concepts of what it was going to be. We knew we were getting another Star Wars Legacy film. The two lead ideas were that it was either going to be a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie or a Boba Fett movie. And it was announced that it will indeed be a Boba Fett movie directed by James Mangold, who also directed Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I think they should have waited till after the box office receipts came in for Solo before they brought that nugget out there, because I think they might have kept that in their back pocket for a little while before they threw it out there like, look at what else we're doing! Look at what we're doing! And then Solo came back a little underwhelming, and they're like, maybe we shouldn't have trumpeted that up so much. Maybe we should kind of reassess what we're doing just a little bit.
Doubt it.
I know. I doubt it too. But
yeah, but I doubt it for the different reasons that you're doubting it. I don't think they're outrageously surprised by Solo's performance.
We'll see about that. But in any case, Boba Fett movie. Whatever. Who is this for? Who is this movie for? Tell me, please.
You can't deny the popularity of the character. You can argue the merits of the popularity.
And I will.
But you can't deny the popularity of the character.
He's popular with a certain sect of people. He's not popular like Han Solo as a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. It's Han Solo. He's, Harrison Ford. The movie. All right, cool. I get that.
Kind of like Tom Hardy. Special appearance by his symbiote.
Like Rogue One, ragtag team of characters that stole the Death Star plans. Okay. I got but like Boba Fett. It's like, well, it's Okay, the guy died like a chump in Return of the Jedi. That guy. All right, sure. He looked cool. Then he died stupidly.
I mean, to your point of referencing Rogue One, we have an entire film based off of one line of dialogue in the opening crawl of the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a different movie based off of a character who actually was more than just a single line in the opening crawl.
Yeah. But who cares? I don't know. Something about it just seems like it's obvious, and it's like, I don't care.
Listen, Boba Fett is by no means like one of my top characters from Star Wars. He's popular for the same reason that like Deadpool is popular, Spider-Gwen, Venom. He's one of those like, gets in there on a hook, then just popularity just grows.
He's popular because he looks cool. That's it.
He looks cool, and when he does do stuff, it's very like, chilled, and he's got a cool appearance, and the little things he does do can be seen as being pretty cool. Listen, there's not a huge argument to make for what Boba Fett does in the films, because there's not really anything there he does do. His lore has been established post films. What of the two options for the next Legacy film, I would have preferred the Obi-Wan Kenobi film, because I think there's some really interesting places to go with that, especially with Ewan McGregor back in the role with a competent director. But the thing that gets me intrigued in this film is that they got James Mangold to do it.
I'm not in love with James Mangold. He made one good movie, so yay.
Yeah, and if he can bring that feel to Boba Fett, I think there's an interesting story to tell there.
Maybe.
I mean, there's potential for a good story. What I'm interested in is, like, I hope that yes, obviously Boba Fett would be in it, but I hope we get like all the bounty hunters in it. Maybe they're like maybe it's like a kind of a midnight run thing where Boba Fett's got the bounty and they're all kind of trying to get that bounty. I'm not looking for anything, I'm not looking for The Last Jedi here. Looking for something fun.
The Last Jedi wasn't fun?
No, I'm not. You know what I mean.
I guess so.
I'm looking for something that's, going to take me back to that world and give me a fun ride through it. And I think that's kind of what the Legacy films are meant to do.
Yeah.
Like Rogue One over-delivered. Like, we got like a serious war movie. It was a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting it to be, and still holds up to this day. What the life of Solo you haven't even watched it a second time. What the life of Solo will be beyond its theatrical run remains to be determined. But I think the Legacy films are just fun one-offs, and this is going to be another one that I'm sure it's going to give us that other aspect of Star Wars we didn't get to see a lot of in the classic films. I think it'd be really cool if the movie ended with the scene on the Star Destroyer from Empire. And also, I know you're going to hate this even more, but it's got to be addressed. Up until Solo, what happened at the end of Solo, this is like really the first film that could potentially address how Disney is going to handle the prequel material.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, you can argue they've already handled it, in certain ways with the Clone Wars cartoon and the Rebels cartoons. But those don't count to me. I don't care about those. Because
clearly Lucasfilm does.
Yes, they do. I know they do. But I watch the movies, and the side stuff is the side stuff, and I'm sorry I can't keep up with it all, but I'm a 35-year-old person who does not have time to keep up with all of your lore, sir. So give me the movies. Let's keep it tight. Let's have fun. So I don't care what they do with the prequels. I prefer they ignore them entirely, but obviously we can't do that, so that's fine. I don't know. I think I'm just hard on it because I don't care about Boba Fett. I find his popularity to be annoying and based on nothing, and it just his vocal fan base irritates me. Therefore, I have no real desire or interest in the movie. However, having said that, I have to think, given what I'm going to tell you that I liked about Solo coming up in our review here, I would probably, if you gave me the option, Boba Fett movie or Obi-Wan movie, I want the Boba Fett movie more.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because, like you said, it gives us something different.
Okay.
And Solo gives us something different. And I'll talk about that more.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a little more different in my Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've seen enough lightsabers for the rest of my life. And I don't want to hear anything else about the Force for a while.
I mean, you can't ignore that aspect.
Oh, you
of the
can.
world.
And yes, you can. It's a big, big galaxy far, far away.
That's funny because you just stated that you don't care about the stuff outside of like the immediate films. And that big, big galaxy encompasses all that other stuff you said you just don't care about.
Not what I meant at all, actually. But we watched the original Star Wars movies. There is the sense of the big, big world. It's only after the fact that it all got real small. Because everybody knew everybody and everybody was interconnected, and there was apparently 5 planets in the whole galaxy.
And they all got blown up in Force Awakens.
So that kind of bothers me. And that's why I think Solo was kind of neat, and that's why I think Rogue One was kind of neat, and I'm more on that. I'm over there, kind of over there. There's more room over there to do stuff than there is over here with this mainline Force and Destinies and Sith and laser sword stuff. We're good there. We know that. So
no, I get what you're saying.
Obi-Wan versus Boba Fett. If I had to choose, give me the Boba Fett movie. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
Give me those bounty hunters running around. Let's go pull a job.
Some Bosk and Forlom, Zuckus, IG-88.
Give me some IG-88 in the movie. Is it too much to ask? Somehow, some way, if we can get 000 to show up in these movies, because that would be crazy. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. Yay, James Mangold and Boba Fett, I guess. Are they going to get that guy who played him in the prequels to play him? Because that'd be stupid.
I mean,
don't say you gotta, because you don't gotta.
Kind of have to.
No, you don't. No one's going to care. No one remembers that.
Or I think what you do is you don't take the helmet off.
That's a bold choice.
You don't take the helmet off at all, and you just have that guy voice him.
You know you can't do that.
I know.
It's like Spider-Man. Can't keep his mask on.
I mean, if they choose to do that, okay, fine. If they choose not to do it and show the face, then you got to get the guy who played Django in the prequels.
If Harrison Ford doesn't have to play Han Solo, prequel guy doesn't have to play him in the Boba Fett movie.
So your argument is that if Harrison Ford doesn't have to play a 30 to 40 year younger version of himself.
That's right. That's correct.
Then the guy who played the character who's a clone, you know what? I'm not even going to finish the statement because your logic is extremely faulty.
They're not putting that guy as a lead of a $multi-$100 million movie. They're not doing that. No disrespect, guy who played Boba Fett once. They're not doing that. They're going to get somebody in there that people know, or that is some up and coming new hotness.
You don't have to though,
but they're gonna. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, we'll see. They've been very respectful of the history and the lore of the universe up until this point. I don't see them suddenly taking a drastic, sharp left turn.
It's not that sharp. He's a side character. It doesn't matter.
All right. So that ends up the news. The case files are closed. Now let's get into our review of Solo. Drew, you saw it Saturday. I saw it Sunday. What kind of getting back to Tom's idea, Tom's question earlier, what did you want / expect going into the film?
Well, want is relative because I didn't really want this movie at all. So there's that. What did I expect out of it? I expected to get the checklist of Han Solo. So I expected to see how he got the Falcon from Lando. I expected Lando. I expected his first meeting with Chewbacca and how they became buddies. And some manner of smuggle / heist and probably the Kessel Run. Well, check.
Yep.
They gave me all of that. So did I need it all? No. But I am going to blow your mind right now and say that I'm happy that I saw it all.
Yeah.
Because I mostly enjoyed the movie. Very much, actually. There's a couple things I'm going to nitpick about it, but it's more, upon further review, it might clarify it. But I felt like the last act kind of was muddled a little bit. I got a little confused as to what Kira was up to. Like, she betrayed him, but she didn't. But then she did, but she didn't. And I was like, wait, let's just pick one and end it like that. Because I got a little mixed up as to what was going on there. And I'm sorry, spoilers.
I think the best way terminology to use with Kira is she played him.
Did she, though? Like, that's what I couldn't figure out. So, was she hip to Beckett's plan to? We're like in the end. Yeah. How do we?
Well, no, we never do these things chronologically. I think she
walk me through her whole little thing at the end there, because that was the only thing I was like, okay, what just happened?
I think she saw multiple choices in front of her, and she took the one that would most ensure her survival, because she'd been established once they were split up on Corellia that, you know, life,
she's on her own.
The life she led, she's a survivor.
Sure.
So she picked the choice that was most beneficial to her.
Okay.
But whether or not it's the one she wanted the most is to be debated, but it's the one that benefited her the most.
All right. I felt like they could have handled that whole last sequence a little better. Like, I felt like there was a reveal coming from her that never came. Like,
I expected her to die.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But no, like, you know, there was that scene on the Falcon when she says that she's not who she used to be. She's not the same person.
Yeah.
Whereas Han still sees her as like the same person.
Yeah.
And they've, you know, she's changed a lot. He doesn't realize it. I felt like there was a moment coming that never came where she told him some kind of horrible truth that severs their relationship irreparably from that point on and kind of hardens him into being the scoundrel, you know, whatever that we know, right? And that never really happens. It kind of does, but it doesn't, you know? I feel like if what should have happened is she should have cold, hard turned on him in the office scene. And then it just made it clear, like, nope, she's past the point of redemption or whatever, and now Han learned the harsh lesson about, I don't know, people change and you can't trust, and yada yada. So that's all. But that's, you know. So
do you think the whole Han shoots first thing would have done better had he shot her?
Yes. Well, either way, because I think it works with Beckett too. Because number one, because Woody Harrelson is just charismatic and great in basically anything he's in.
Yeah.
So I bought his bond with Han. To be honest with you, I like that aspect of the movie, and I thought it was a really nice scene when he had betrayed Han, left him for dead, and Han said, "You know, this ain't going down like that." And and he shot him first, by the way, or as I like to say, Han shot only. Thank you very much, because if you watch the original movie, only Han shoots. But I thought it was a nice, touching little scene where Han goes over to him after and like holds his hand, and you know, you can tell, like, was it a cold-hearted move? Yeah. But did he feel bad about it? Yeah, he did. He probably did. That's like his mentor. And even though he betrayed him, there was still something there. That was a nice little scene.
In a film that you expect to be heist movie, which it was.
Yeah.
A lot of action scenes, which it had.
I like them.
The characters really stood out beyond all that.
All the characters were great.
Even, like, from the beginning, characters that we thought we were going to be with for the entire movie, and turns out we were with them for a very short time, you still were like, oh, man, I was kind of looking forward to a movie with them. Rio, I really liked Rio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Like he had a personality. Although you're gonna laugh, but like I just kept kind of thinking like they wanted their own Rocket Raccoon, so they had a guy who kind of sounds like Rocket Raccoon, and he's kind of a little CGI creature guy.
Or they figured, well, we can't have Rocket Raccoon, so we'll just get Happy Hogan.
Kinda. Was that Favreau?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I didn't realize it was Favreau. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. I liked the little crew and that train heist scene was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Many aspects of Star Wars are still at heart a Western because the original films are so steeped in cinematic lore.
See, this is, again, getting back to what I liked about this. It doesn't concern itself with big galactic nonsense.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any Jedi Destiny crap running around.
Yep.
It's just a movie about this dude, and he's pulling jobs, and he's a little team, and
happens to take place.
It just happens to be in Star
galaxy
Wars.
far, far away.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
that's what have I been saying all this time. I want a little more different. This movie gives me a lot of different, actually, different angles, different light, even the familiar stuff. Like when you do see the Empire, it's only in that brief sequence in the beginning when he's on
the beginning, and then during the Kessel Run.
Yeah, and even in the Kessel Run, it's like super brief. Like they're TIE fighters, but they don't last very long.
Yeah.
But you kind of see them on Corellia being like, the stormtroopers are way more threatening here than they are in any other movie. When they're just like, they're literally just like stormtrooping goons. Like they're bad people, and they're like shoving people away, and it that's way more like gritty, and it makes them more threatening, they feel, than like the cannon fodder they are in the original movies even, which is weird. But I don't know. It's the presentation.
You always need the gray guy for the hero to punch.
The presentation, though, is like the Empire feels more threatening in these side movies, I feel like, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I can't explain why. They just do.
What did you think of the whole origin of his surname?
Fine.
You were good with that?
Totally fine. I don't... Dude, as someone who has been to Ellis Island, that's how...
Yeah,
it happens for a lot of families and a lot of people. Your surname, a lot of people's surnames were changed when they came over from other countries, other places. I was totally fine with it. They dragged it out a little too long. Like, you're by yourself. You're alone.
Just enter his name as Solo.
Right. Like, if he would have just been like, what's your name? And he said, like, Han. And he's like, are you with anyone? No. What's your last name? I don't know. And he just goes, Solo. And just hands it to him. And that's it. That's the scene.
Yeah.
Don't even dwell on it.
Yeah, it's not the way they did it isn't even that long, but the beats,
right,
are like
that's what
two
I mean.
or three beats too much.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I always thought it was his birth name, so I don't even really care. Like his name's his name. He's Han Solo. I didn't know it was an alias.
Seeing Corellia for the first time was interesting.
Kind of neat.
It's a world we've heard. Well, I've heard a lot about in canon and whatnot, and just to kind of see how the chase scene in the beginning is great, and it's just interesting. The what's her name?
The centipede lady?
Yeah,
I forgot her name, but
the voice was the same lady who did Edna from Incredibles.
Okay,
so I just thought that was fine.
I guess I never pictured Corellia being that dirty and messed up and corrupt, but I guess it makes a lot of sense that it is. They make ships for the Empire. They're
the Detroit of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah, Corellia was kind of neat.
Is it worse though?
Corellia was kind of neat.
Yeah.
This whole crime gang thing also, I felt like could have been handled a little. Maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention, but like when they start dropping names and relationships real quick in these movies, you gotta slow down a little bit, because I'm not gonna pick all that up in one sitting. So who and the what now?
I don't think they're going like too much into it. They're just like doing it to give some flavor to kind of help you understand that organized crime is a thing.
Oh, I got that, and I think that's another thing I had. Another problem I had with the last act is they kind of set up that rival gang on the train heist.
Yeah,
but they don't really set them up enough for me to really care. So when they show up again at the end, and it turns out to be like this whole other, it's not what you thought we were.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, whatever. Like, you're just here now. Like, we were doing this other thing, and now here you are. And
Yeah,
it just fell a little flat.
I was looking
for me.
forward to like them always kind of be nipping at the heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they would have been kind of on the Kessel Run, nipping at the heels or something.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, they couldn't. But I know what you mean.
I didn't have a lot of nitpicks about this film, but that was definitely one of the ones I have. I wasn't crazy about them being part of the rebellion. I kind of didn't want to see the rebellion.
I didn't necessarily mind that. I didn't mind that much. It makes a sense, I guess.
I guess what bothered me about was the whole scene was, hey, do you want to join us? And he's like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Come on.
I can get with you there.
I think my other little nitpick
maybe
is,
someday you'll feel differently. Looks at camera.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit much. I think the other main nitpick I had with the film was I would have liked a little more scoundrelly Han.
Yeah. They seem to want to paint him as like
the scoundrel with the heart of gold.
Well, they emphasize the heart of gold, I think, more than the scoundrel here.
Yeah, I would have liked that dynamic flipped.
I feel you.
Like, he's not a good guy, but he's not like, Empire bad. But he'll still shoot you first.
Well, I think
that's what I would have liked to have
put it this way. Prior to seeing the disappointing, air quotes, box office, I would say, well, get ready because you're going to see more because this dude signed a 3-picture deal, and not for nothing, as much as this goes against everything I have said about these movies that I want out of these movies, I would almost sign up to see a Solo sequel. Like, show me more of his adventures.
Yeah.
Because it's got a charm here.
It does.
He has a good chemistry with Chewbacca. I know it's just a big guy in a suit, but it works.
Yeah, but the guy, like,
they work together.
You can't just put on the suit and be Chewbacca.
No.
You can't just be tall. Like, Peter Mayhew created a character in his performance.
Sure.
And you have to learn that character.
And new guy's doing a good job, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know his name. Sorry.
I
I
know
apologize.
his face. I don't know his name. What did you think of the initial meeting of...
I thought it was funny to see a human actually try and speak Wookiee.
that was funny. I wasn't crazy about how long the subtitles went on for. I think just maybe like 1 or 2 to establish this is how he understands Chewbacca.
That's about all you got. I know what you're saying. Maybe they could have cut a couple out, but it didn't go for that long.
Yeah. I liked how they did it. It was interesting. They really developed that bond very well throughout the film.
The characters and the relationships in this movie are the core of the movie.
Yeah.
And everybody's got chemistry and everybody plays their parts really well. So that goes for Donald Glover, who plays Lando in spectacular fashion. This guy who I had no idea who he was, and everyone was worried that he couldn't act, does a great job as Han Solo. I thought at many points in the movie, is he Harrison Ford? No. But is he delivering these lines and playing this character like Han Solo in the first Star Wars movie would?
Would I accept him as Han going forward?
Yes. And a lot of his deliveries and a lot of his performance jibes with things that he says and does in the first movie. I was like, okay, yeah, that's him. I get it. I dig it. You're okay.
Yeah, Donald Glover just steals this film.
I thought he would steal the movie. He doesn't steal it. He's great, but I think everyone holds up their end of the bargain here because I was really into Woody Harrelson. I was into Alden. What's his name?
Aaron Reich.
Think
so.
He was good. Everybody rocked here. You know who stole the show?
Who?
L3. L3 stole the movie, man. That was funny. That was awesome.
The droids in these legacy films, they're the surprise droid of them. K2SO and Rogue One and L3 in this one.
I liked L3. Just this like militant, feminist, activist robot. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
She's got attitude. She's got clearly more agency and personhood than any other droid possibly in any of these movies ever.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
This, speaking of droids, I was...
The little droid rebellion on Kessel.
That
was
great.
awesome.
That was great. Little gonk droid jumping up and down on the control panel.
That was amazing. It was so dumb, but it was so perfect.
There are things that have become tradition in Star Wars films that I was hoping this film would actually buck, and it actually did. The first one being, this is the first film of all the Star Wars film that does not have R2-D2 and C-3PO in it at some point.
Were they in Rogue One?
Yes.
They were at the end,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
And I was really glad they did that. So I think, although Anthony Daniels was in the film.
I thought I heard his voice.
He, remember the guy Chewbacca just like picks up and just pile drives right into the ground?
Yes.
On Kessel?
Yes.
That was Anthony Daniels.
All right. Well, who among us doesn't want to do that to Anthony Daniels most of the time?
Dude, leave Anthony Daniels alone.
By all accounts, he's not someone. He's kind of a jerk. But
C-3PO. I've heard Peter Mayhew's a jerk too, so. But yeah, I was glad because I was thinking about there's no way they could have kind of fit them in that would have worked.
I liked the fact that it was completely detached from everything. Great.
Yeah.
That's good. More of that. Like the fact that they only mentioned a crime boss on Tatooine and we didn't actually get some stupid scene where we have to introduce Jabba and Han for the first time. No, we didn't get that. Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. You're telling me something. You're giving me new stuff.
Yeah, if they do a sequel, show me that.
Yeah.
Don't. Give me that job that goes...
Or don't. Just keep...
That goes awry.
Give me the new... You know who else was good in this movie? Paul Bettany.
Yes.
Dude. He doesn't get a lot of screen time, but what he does have, he's good.
Yeah.
He's a good bad guy, man. He was good. I liked him.
Really, really great crime boss, and I do like the introduction of the criminal world of Star Wars because it's something that's been flushed out and really filled out in the Clone Wars, the Rebel show, a lot of their stuff that's still considered canon. So it was really interesting to see that introduced and flushed out more. Like even there were like from the Clone Wars that showed up in this, like the Pikes who were running Kessel. The dudes that kind of look like the TV face almost.
I don't.
With
Okay.
the eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was cool. We always get a couple surprises in Star Wars films, and this one had a big one at the end. One that I absolutely loved. I know you absolutely hated because you don't care. But we got Maul at the end.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
And I loved it because it followed his course throughout the Clone Wars. It's where he was at the time this film takes place, and kind of allows him to go where he did in Rebels. Don't worry, he's dead now, so we're not gonna... He's dead. Obi-Wan finished the job.
Look, fine, but it had no impact or bearing on this movie at all, so there was no need for it to even be there. Whatever. And the movie was so... I would have been so proud. I would have been so happy.
If it has no impact or bearing, there's no detriment to film for it to be there.
That's not true. That's not true. It's just shoving it in there so it's something people recognize, and I don't do that. You had me. You're doing great. You're gonna stick this landing. Oh, what are you doing? Now it's not derailing. It's just I wasn't mad at it. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. And then I was like, you're doing so good. Your movie, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you, Star Wars. Look what you're doing right now. And then, no, he's a hologram, but, they're going to do it. And he did it. We almost had a Star Wars movie without a single lightsaber in it. Yeah. I would have been so happy. But no, they couldn't resist. They couldn't resist. He had to turn on the stupid lightsaber and point it at someone who's not even in the same room as him because lightsabers. Because lightsabers. I like the lightsaber. I like the duel. Sweet. Oh, come on, man.
It was, for me, it was great. I mean, I get your point about the whole lightsaber thing that they go down with Maul, but Maul being there, again, with what they did with the character in Clone Wars, and
I know it
Rebels.
all makes sense that he's a crime boss now and whatnot, but like I can't get over the fact that the dude got cut in half. Like, yo, bro, you're dead. I'm sorry. You're
No
gone.
vital organs were injured, and on top of that, he's an alien. We don't know where his vital organs are. For all we know, his heart could be in the palm of his hand.
And his digestive tract.
We don't know where it is.
How does he poop?
We don't know where his anus is.
I'm not going to ask any more questions. You get
Just
where
saying.
I'm going with this.
Alien physiology.
That's kind of gross. Fair enough. I just didn't need it. It didn't add anything. All it did was, it's things that we criticize other movies for, like Marvel flicks, like the scene in Age of Ultron where Thor goes off to this mystery cave for no reason at all, just so we can sprinkle in sequel dust. Like this is what's coming, maybe. That's like, okay, but we're watching this movie though, So like we're watching the Solo movie and it's all pretty self-contained and cool, and then it's like, oh no, but here's Darth Maul. What's he doing? I don't know. You gonna tell me what he's doing? Because no, oh, you're not. Oh, all right.
Well, A, it's just Maul now. He's no longer a Darth.
Oh,
B, if they told you what he was doing, would you even have cared?
he shouldn't even be there.
He should be there because that's where he is at that point in the grand story.
So when they name dropped the crime syndicate's name in the beginning of the movie, you knew that it was Darth Maul. Oh, that's where he should be. Darth Maul should be here.
I knew that he should be there. I didn't think they were going to actually show him on screen because, again, like we've discussed with the Marvel movies, what is on television is very detached from what you see on the films.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, that's not the case with the Star Wars films. But it's okay, Drew. He's dead.
It's fine. It's fine. I just don't need it. It's whatever. It just doesn't add anything. Like if
and
anything,
it doesn't detract anything either. No, it doesn't.
Does. It's distracting.
It's distracting for you because you can't get over your hate rage on for the prequels.
And nor should I. They are abominations, and they should put them in a museum as cautionary tales for all time, for all to look at and go, never again. We will never do that again.
They exist. They're part of the history, for better or worse.
And it's definitely for the worse.
That's my stance on them. Trying to think of what else. What do you think of the Kessel Run scene? Like, we've heard about the Kessel Run.
It's not quite what I thought it was.
As long as we've been Star Wars fans.
It's fine. It's not quite the bold maneuver I thought it was going to be with Han, but it's fine. They did. And not only that, he didn't quite make the Kessel Run. He had kind of a team of people that did it, including L3's, navigation system and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they all made the Kessel Run together, but it's not far be it from Han to not take credit for things that, So it was fine. I was more infatuated and astounded that they just, at a certain point, someone creative in the creative department of Star Wars said, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and put Cthulhu in there. If I'm at that meeting, I'm like, yes.
Let's have Space Cthulhu in there.
Just put Cthulhu in there. Oh, okay. Sure. Why not? I'm fine with that.
I liked the kind of callback to the famous scene from Empire Strikes Back. I love you. I know.
I hate you.
I hate you.
I like
know.
this. That's good because it's not. This movie didn't do much in the way of like, hey, remember this thing? Wink, wink. I think Rogue One was guilty of that a little bit more,
but it made sense in the context of the story.
Rogue One had a few things that were just kind of look. You'll be dead. That guy and Baboon Face. You get out of here now. You stop.
That's the one thing I
can
can agree with you on. Everything else where you might bump up against it made sense.
But
Solo, the context of the story.
Solo was more self-contained, and it just kind of did its own thing, and it didn't get super obvious about anything that it was trying to beat you over the head with. Like, hey, remember that thing you like?
Yeah.
Here, no, it's here it is, and we're not going to make a big thing of it. This is just what it is. Cool. All right, cool.
I love that he didn't win the Falcon in that first game.
Yeah. That was
because everyone's kind of like, okay, this is the scene where he wins the Falcon.
Yeah. And I forgot.
Like,
I forgot that he didn't, actually. When they're on the planet and then Lando just takes off, I was just like, oh, right. He didn't win the Falcon.
Yeah.
Lando beat him, even though he cheated, but he still beat him. So then when he shows up at the end.
Then we get Tropical Lando.
Tropical Lando. He's back in tropical form. He's slightly more fruity flavored now.
Yeah.
That was cool. He shows up at the end and fair and square beats him. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yep. Of course, I have to say, boy, Lando took much better care of that ship than Han ever did.
Yeah, well, Han just cares about performance. Han wants a Corvette. Lando wants a Mercedes.
I mean, we're talking major downgrade. Like
that's
yellowing panels on the inside. Yep. Oh my lord.
Yep.
It's pristine with Lando. Anyway, it was
interesting.
It was cool.
It was interesting to see parts of the Falcon that we've never seen before, like just living quarters, just little things like that. I thought was really interesting to see.
Yeah, it's neat. It's a neat flick I did not expect to enjoy, but I actually did. So all these complaints I have, believe me, they are what they are, but they did not ruin this movie for me. I did honestly enjoy the flick.
It was a good time,
and I left the theater thinking like I would. If they made another one, I'd go see it. Honestly, I would go see a Solo sequel.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I want out of a Star Wars experience is very simple. It's one thing. You only got to do one thing for me is give me a moment where I'm taken back to my childhood.
Oh, you see, you're easy.
And I'm sitting with my father again, watching the films or playing with the toys. Give me that moment. I got that in the Kessel Run where, the asteroid field theme was playing.
Oh, okay.
TIE fighters are chasing the Falcon. I got that moment. And I was a kid again.
Yeah, I don't need that.
This see, and that might be an explanation to a lot of your anger and grumpiness.
No, it means I'm not blinded by nostalgia, and I'm not looking for that dopamine hit that I had when I was 6.
It's not about
new.
Being blinded by nostalgia.
It kind of is.
It's not.
You're looking for the same things that you had when you were a kid.
No, it's an escape from kind of the crap hole that reality has become. It's not being blinded by nostalgia.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, like you, I would sign up for a sequel. I'd be fine. Be interesting to see where they go with. I don't know.
We don't know.
There was a lot. I know
new stuff.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of books written.
We don't have to mind that stuff though. Although
there was a lot of stuff mined from those books, though.
I noticed someone pointed out on the interwebs there was that blue skull thing in the guy's office.
The crystal skull.
Yeah, but it
was from.
It's from a Han Solo book, actually. Yeah. On the cover of the book. That's a nice little deep pull there.
See, Disney's smart. They say that stuff isn't canon anymore, but every once in a while they'll just go in and kind of pick something they need.
That's smart.
Grand Admiral Thrawn isn't canon now, and that I'm fine with that.
That's
because it streamlines it, makes it easier to understand.
But as Marvel and DC will often tell you, don't worry, this will all get complicated again.
I mean, Star Wars post Return of the Jedi is much easier to explain and understand to someone than it was before the Disney purchase.
Sure.
Well, because
I'm not sure what you mean exactly, but
because you had the expanded universe post Jedi
books and comics,
where everything was considered. Well, not everything, but majority of it was considered canon.
Right.
And if you didn't read all of it, you were completely lost. Like Han and Leia had 3 or 4 kids.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's just it's streamlined. It's easy. You got a couple TV shows, a couple comics, and the movies.
And they're pretty good about keeping it tight for you. Disney's on top of that, or whoever's in charge of the story committee or whatever it is. They keep it tight, which is nice. But yeah, more new. Keep this new flavor going. I'm okay with this. Mm-hmm. Give me the Western heist flick again. I'm okay with that. I like that because that's the seedy underbelly that I would kind of want to see more of in these
Yeah.
Star Wars movies. I don't need to see the laser swords and the elite and the kings and the queens and the emperors and all that. What's going on over there?
Yeah.
What's happening in that corner
Every
over
once
there?
in a while, I want to go back to that.
Sure,
Just to
sure,
kind of
sure. Let's see what's going on.
base.
But I like these. I like
yeah.
these underbelly stories. These are more interesting
Give me
with real people, with real problems and
Yeah.
goals.
You're
And,
gonna do Boba Fett movie? Okay, give me Midnight Run.
Or-
Boba Fett has a bounty and he's running from all the other bounty hunters.
I say just make it canon or whatever. Just make a decision. You know what you do with Boba Fett movie? Just to make the fanboys happy, I'll throw you a bone. Here's what you do. You open the movie up. You know how it opens up?
Him crawling out of the Sarlacc.
Sarlacc pit explodes and he comes out. Yay! There you go.
Eh,
I don't care, but I know people would like that. So here, he's alive. Here's his mission after that.
I love how I love the times where you pick and choose to care what the people like and want.
If you really ask me, number one, there wouldn't be a Boba Fett movie, but number two, it would open up like with him being a bumbling idiot. Like he cuts himself shaving in the morning. He shoots a hole in the wall trying to clean his gun or something.
So
that establishes that later on he will die in a very stupid way.
So you want the Boba Fett from Robot Chicken is what you're saying.
Kinda like that.
I just want the film to kind of end at that scene in Empire.
You might get your wish with the bounty hunters though, because they name dropped Bosk in Solo.
He might be my favorite. The
Well, he looks cool.
classic Irons. Yeah,
He's the Gorn, but
Yeah.
not the Gorn. He's the Gorn in Luke Skywalker's clothes.
yeah. He and Chewbacca hate each other.
See, tell me why. Give me the movie. Show me some reasons.
His people, the Trandoshans,
Okay.
were known for enslaving Wookiees.
Okay. Well, if that's still canon, then put that in the next
Yeah,
movie.
that's-
Show me some of that.
They had some. Chewbacca did show up in Clone Wars, and they had some clashes, and they were just kind of knocked down, dragged out.
Okay.
fights.
Let's
Yeah.
put that in the movie.
I want to see like Forlom and Zuckuss working together because they're partners.
I don't know who those people are, but okay.
The two bug-looking dudes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The one that's not in the leather robes
All right.
is an android.
Okay.
So yeah, show me them. Of course, IG-88.
Sure.
Show me IG-88 A, B, C, and D.
I didn't know there was multiple.
Well, yeah, they were a line of battle droids.
I thought he was a sentient one on his own, but okay.
There's something. Yeah, there's
So he's part of a
He's-
series, kind of.
different.
He's Johnny Five.
Think of Terminators,
Oh, okay.
but
But this one can
Like
stand on
Johnny
one foot
Five,
and,
yeah.
and
yeah.
he knows now why we
Yep.
cry.
That's
All
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was pretty good. I kind of dug it.
cool.
I kind of dug Solo. I did not think I would. So
I didn't think
there
you would
go.
either. I was very surprised when I saw your Facebook post about it. I thought you were just going to not like it at all.
No, it had a distinct flavor, and I respected it and dug it for that. It did something new, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Even if it checked all the boxes of stuff I thought was going to happen, it did it in an interesting way that made me like the movie.
I think you're going to be seeing more of that because, again, going back to what Last Jedi did,
Good, good.
kind of burning down the old and establishing the new. I think they're smart enough to know going forward you can't just trade on stuff we know and the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
You've got to be innovative with it.
Then bring it on.
Yep.
If this must continue forever, then new is the way to go.
I'm okay with one Star Wars film a year. There could be worse. We could have 2 and 3 Star Wars films a year.
Oh, you wait. Then again, maybe not. Box office and whatnot. We'll see.
All right, folks, that wraps it up here for us at the Courthouse on Devil's Due. We thank you very much again for joining us. Please, by all means, share and like our new post announcements. And if you'd like to reach out to the show, ask some questions, and send in some comments or whatnot, you can find us on Twitter at Devil's Due Pod. You can go to facebook.com/Devil's Due Pod. You can email us at thedevilsdupod@gmail.com. or you can find all these resources available to you on our website, thedevilsdupodcast.com. Drew, that being said, any last thoughts?
No, I'm good.
I appreciate that you thought about it for a moment.
I was trying to think of something witty, but we're good here. We're all good here.
All right, folks. Thank you again. Court's adjourned.